yet another edition of Abrahamic
Nigeria.
Abrahamic Vision is a special program that was designed to enlighten us about the two main religions that we have in Nigeria, although there are three that we have in mind because it also involves the the Jewish religion, apart from Islam and Christianity. The essence here is not to compare and contrast. It's not to see why is this one better than this, but the importance of this is for us to appreciate ourselves, to know what each religion is doing, not why they are doing it, but just how they are doing it and how it is important to them for all of us to appreciate each other, but not to compare which one is better. That is not the essence. You have to decide, like a friend used to say, that the best religion for a Christian is Christianity and the best religion for a Muslim is Islam. My name is Imam Fuad Adeyemi, and today we want to look at the menace of the drug abuse and its effect on our nation called Nigeria. We all know that we have a lot of challenges with the issue of drug the way we used to face it all the time. We all know from NDLA, they gave a terrible statistics of what is happening, and perhaps with a lot of terrible effect about the effect of drug and drug abuse in Nigeria. But they define it in so many languages, saying that drugs can mean substance abuse. But we will discuss it at length today. But before we discuss it, let me quickly go into the messages which we have received in the past few weeks. And let me start with this. This man says, "Good evening, sirs. My name is Tijani Usman Yuguda. I'm very happy for this program that you people are doing every Saturday and chatting here from Enugu. That is Muslim and Christian. We are one. Let us love each other." I think what he's trying to say that the program we are doing, because it starts on Friday and end on Saturday, and it's being repeated on Sunday. So because the program is 11:30 to 12:30, 11:30 on Friday, and it ended by 12:30 a.m. on Saturday, and by 5 p.m. on Sunday is being repeated. So we thank you. Another man writes, he says, "Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh." He said, "Even the time of Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it was democratic setting. He used to have council of Sahabas, and the Sahabas used to have governors." Abu Sumayya. We thank you, Abu Sumayya. Another man said, "I so dearly love this type of program because it will calm us down and guide us to learn to be patient, tolerant, and love one another, irrespective of our religious differences, and give peace a chance. Patience is the key to every success and peaceful living." Another man writes, he says, "Salam, this program is very interesting and educating. How I wish we all learn from this program." I have a long one here. Now I say, "A pleasant evening to you, sirs. I'm a first timer on this program. I sincerely bless God for what I am hearing on this program. This shows that there is a hope for this country of ours if only right things are at the right time. It's unfortunate that we are exhibiting hour of patience wrongly." I don't know what he's trying to write. He said, "Our society psychology has been badly affected. We need more of this kind of teaching to reorientate ourselves in this generation. Keep up the good work. God bless you. Lekan Cole from Ikperu in Ogun State." We thank you, Mr. Lekan, for that, and we hope that all of us will learn one or few things from it. Another man writes, "Good evening, the presenter and the honorable gentlemen on the studio. My name is Akko Friday from Port Harcourt. I am always watching this program and it's very interesting. What spoiled this country is religious problem. Today, religious made us to look ourselves like an enemy. Meanwhile, it shouldn't be like that. It wasn't like this before in the time of our great fathers. Then, while this our time, we should look ourselves like the same brothers so that peace will be obtained in this our great country. I thank you. I thank you people for the efforts you are putting in place to bring I thank you people for the efforts you are putting in place to bring peace to our country. We have another one here, and it reads, thus wonderful program ever on television I have ever seen, solving our Nigerian problem with wisdom. May God Almighty continue to guide you through this educative path. My name is Mr. Monday Okpara from Briningwari local government area, Kaduna State. Please keep it up. I have another one here. He reads, he said, good evening. My name is Kingsley and I'm a Christian. I like the program. It is my first time of watching it now. I would like the presenter to take this program to other national TV stations, and also invite children from orphanage homes, alimojiris, to know and change their mindset from every wrong orientation about religion. Please, subsequent videos of this program and put on social media. Thank you. God bless you. Well, the points which you raised here are about 2-3 points. That one, we should be showing this program in another media. I can tell you with gratitude to God that this program every Sunday is also being aired on Radio Nigeria Network by 5 p.m. So what you are listening to today, by God's grace, on Sunday by 5 p.m., you can listen to it on Radio Nigeria Network. All the Radio Nigeria, including their FMs, you can listen to it. Then secondly, you raised the issue of children. During the Children's Day celebration, that is in May, we actually feature two young children are children. Don't let me use two young children. One is in JSS2, the other one is in SS1. It was a wonderful one. It was a marvelous one. I advise you go to YouTube and you click Abrahamic Mission. All the other edition, including that one of the youth, is of the young ones, because they are yet to be referred to as youth. They are children. Those children, you will see the episode, and I believe you will actually like it. Not only that episode, you will also see other episodes there. Just that of women also. Thank you. And also, this one, right? Say, good morning, sir. I honestly appreciate this program involving school children. Makes it more interesting. Keep it up, sir. God bless Nigeria. As if he's listening to what I was actually saying. But with this, we'll now go on a short break, and I will introduce my guest. Then we'll go into today's discussion.
Nigeria, our great nation with vast and rich land. Our people are strong and united. Our founding fathers, Sir Ahmadu Bello, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, and a host of others bequeathed us a united, peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. Let us honor them by living in peace with one another. Let us eschew violence, ethnic profiling, and religious bigotry. We must avoid hate speech and other forms of derogatory words against our fellow Nigerians. Let our differences in tribes, cultures, religions, or politics be the ingredients that make our unity palatable. Let us all join hands to fight our common enemies of insecurity, poverty, and unemployment. Nigeria is big enough for us all. Let's unite to make our country a great place for us all. This message is from Sir Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation in collaboration with Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
You are welcome. If you are just joining us, this is Abrahamic Mission. And today we are going to discuss the menace of drug abuse among us in this country today and the way out. And joining me in the studio to discuss this topic is our first guest is the provost of African Church Cathedral Bethel, Abuja here, Venerable Kunle Obadina of African Church. Venerable, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much. And we have our Sheikh, who has always a recurring face on this program. Sheikh Muhammadu Kabir Adam is a doctor, Imam at National Mosque here in Abuja. Imam, you are welcome.
Thank you. May all remain blessed.
Thank you so much. Like I've said, today we'll be looking at the menace of the drug abuse amongst us. Why? How did we get here? What are the effects? And so many other things. But before we get there, let me quickly take one or more messages so that before we now come on board. This man, right, he says, well done, Mr. Moderator. This is Mr. Adeosun Olusegun from Osun State. Is Mr. Adeosun Olusegun from Osun State, Osogbo. I wish to appreciate you for this program because it was educated and gave us the understanding that the two religions have a role to play in taking the country higher and to ensure safety of the nation. I thank you. This man writes, said, I wish Nigerian politicians will invest on kids and education so as to produce more selfless personality. I am Dr. Drake from Delta State. Another one said, I love this program. You are really helping the future of our children and future of Nigeria. May God be with you. From Michael Awoko. This one, right, he said, good day, sir. You truly on the right track. When you catch them young children, you lay solid foundation for their upbringing. The Bible says, when you teach them young, when they grow old, they will not forsake. I'm honestly impressed on the performance of these two kids on your program today. That's why I suggest that I suggest to you last week, try to invite the youth. God bless you. Clement Pedro from Zaria. Thank you so much, Mr. Clement. We thank you for your observation. We hope by God's grace that we'll be bringing more children on the program, including women and youth, not just the children and youth and women. This one says, happy Sunday. It's a pleasure to follow this program. I'm impressed with the response from the children in the studio. God bless you. Another man writes, say, more grace and peace to you all. Children and youth are the leaders of tomorrow, and elders are the repository of wisdom. Regards to Reverend Dapo Olayiwola Niyolaleye Oloro, right from Ogbomoso. Thank you so much. And Imam, did you listen to what these people have been saying? Because I can see you are not
I'm listening, especially those who are present, our children, because every generations their future lays on the children. Because we are hoping that tomorrow these children will take over from all of us to lead this nation. So what they displayed here when they were here is, in fact, it was marvelous. Even we who are their parent, we have to listen to them then. So these people are really telling us we should continue grooming our children, mentoring them, so that definitely we will have a bright future
tomorrow. Whenever you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say something. Like I totally agree with what Imam said, and also featuring children on this program shows that these children are aware of what is really going on in society, and also we should expose them more and create more awareness so that it will not cause them unaware, especially the topic of today. If they are not properly informed, they will be misinformed about what is on in the society.
I wish you listen to them. The children actually raised something that up to now is still ringing on my brain. He said because everybody now wants to get, and people now became corrupt, and the corruption now led to insecurity. That was the way those children put it. And they also said they want something in the school, that they want more practical aspects of what they are teaching them than just be teaching without any practical things. The children, the two of them, one in JSS 2, another one in SS1. We really appreciate.
You know, the life of our children being the technological product. Our children are the product of technology, and they are always very sound when it comes to manipulating scientific issue. So that is why they are always after practical, not theory. In fact, the developed countries, they are on so much practical than the theory, because theory has been said thousands of years. Now we are in the period of practice. So
Pragmatic period.
exactly.
And also, children learn faster by what they see than what they listen or hear. So when they're exposed to the practical aspects and things going on, they will assimilate even faster, and they'll be able to want to live it or practicalize it. So I agree with that too.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Probably I'll take one more before we now go on a short break today. This one, right? He said, Michael Afe birthday also from Auchi, Edo State. Children are essential in our societies. You see, without a child in the home, there will not be peace in that home. We should also know that our children bring blessing to our nation. We should encourage our children, teach them to grow in accordance of God so that they will not join bad gangs. Even when you see your children practice some little helpful skill, you should be able to know that your children fit that particular field. Thank you. I don't know whether you understand what the man said.
You see, the man is trying to say that, these children, their life is practical, and they have no border to themselves. In fact, if you want to see the real humanity, go and look at the children. You will see they don't bother whether if you are from where or you are from where, be it black man, white man, Hausa man, Igbo man, Yoruba man, Fulani man, Kanuri man, Biro man, whatever. Children play together, and their pattern of playing is the same. That is the natural human being. If you want to see it, look at children. That is the meaning.
Then another aspect is children also experiment. When you show them something, they really want to demonstrate it also. So in exposing them or probably doing the practical, maybe in school, even at home. So one needs to be careful what you are showing them, because in your absence, they want to play it. They want to do exactly what they've seen. So it's very good that we really allow them to do that.
Well, thank you so much. I think this is where we will take a break so that we're able to discuss the program of the day. But don't go away. You can also be part of this program if you send your message and WhatsApp number to 070-449-44949. I repeat, 070-449-44949. That is the number. Only WhatsApp messages, SMS messages, but no call. We now go on a short break. When we come back, we'll come and discuss the main topic of the day.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together. Let's stop fighting each other. Let us live as one. It doesn't matter where you come from, your tribe or religion, man, woman or child. It doesn't matter who you are. Put Nigeria first. No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
How can we develop when we're always in crisis? Families have become refugees in their country. No matter our differences, show some understanding.
No matter where you come from, no matter your religion, we are one. Let's live together.
Yeah, welcome back. Today we are discussing the menace of drug abuse and the way forward. And joining me in the studio is Imam Muhammad Kabir Adam. He is an imam at the National Mosque here in Abuja. Imam, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
And we have Venerable Kunle Obadina, is the provost of the African Church Cathedral Bethel here in Abuja. Venerable, you are welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. I hope I'm correct with the...
You are very correct.
Okay,
Sir.
thank you so much. We'll be discussing like the drug, the issue of drug abuse or drug generally. How will you describe it, or how will you define it? Or as a religious person, you want to talk about it, how will you explain it to your audience?
Thank you very much. Talking about drug abuse, that's turned to kind of household thing now. And it's starting not even from the church, starting right there from the home. So how to explain drug abuse is, apart from illicit use of it, it also means the excessive use of it. They are legally approved drugs, they are legally disapproved drugs. And sometimes, and from history, it started from going through using fermented liquor because they want to have more energy on the farm, they want to do all that. So coming now to our generations, so people are now diverting such energy to our own selfish use to do other things, probably robbery and the likes of that. So as a pastor, we explain that to our member, the excessive use of drug, that is drug abuse. Like the Bible, anything that is excessive, too much of everything is a sin. Too much of drinking anything is not good for the body. Thank you.
Imam, how will you define drug abuse?
First of all, when we say drug, is a term, because even the lawful drugs can be used and manipulated to be unlawful. So any substance or intoxicant, as far as Islam is concerned, that's what we call unlawful drugs. So using this kind of substance or the intoxicant or anything that will control humans' intelligence, human mind, that what we call drugs. So there are so many ways of using these drugs. First of all, as we all know, this intoxicant or the substance or the unlawful drugs, like my brother made mention earlier, are the source of criminality. Therefore, whoever is interested in waging war against the humanity, you can see him going for the help of these unlawful drugs like cocaine, the tramadol, codeine, the heroin, because they don't want to hear Indian hymn now. Well, I'm quite agree with them, because it is not associated to any country.
They call it marijuana.
They call it marijuana now. Yes. So all this kind of substance, we call them devilish product. It is an instrument used by devils himself to mislead human beings. You know, the greatest enemy of humankind is devil himself. Devils is a greatest enemy to the entire human being, without looking at whether you are Muslim, Christian, Jew, even pagans who believe in no any religion. Satan or devil is their enemy, because as long as you are a human being, you become a target to him. So he is doing all what he can to mislead you, and the only way he used to achieve his goal is by introducing this drug abuse to man. So when man wanted to do atrocities, of course you see them using this drugs. And let me say, for example, like Panadol, like paracetamol. These are lawful drugs, but you can see somebody, doctor will advise you to take only 2 tablets of that kind of medicine, but for somebody who wanted to abuse it, you will see him taking it full of his hand like this. Take them like taking food. So if he do so, definitely he abuse that drugs, and it will give him, it will harm him. In fact, it will lead him to change his position as human being. Maybe he will now change to an animal. So what he will do, in fact, some animals will not even do it.
Because it's on the influence of the...
He's on the influence of these drugs.
Drugs.
Yes.
Well, before we come into Nigerian experience, or how we will describe Nigeria on, but the way you describe it now, it means these drugs, what you call drugs, at times some of them could actually be useful. They could be advantageous to it, and yet it's being condemned as not good. At what point does the advantage end?
Like Imam said, drug naturally is to probably one is sick, is to correct some things in your body,
okay,
to make it right. So there's kind of movement medically when you use drug. Like for instance now, some of the drugs that are reigning and probably the likes of the NDLEA are really coming after is the use of a particular cough syrup because of a particular substance in it that will enhance their power. So drug, it's legal and is good when it's to correct anything that is not functioning well.
Especially when it is prescribed by
the doctor or pharmacist. Probably you are weak and all that.
Practitioner.
And you stick to the rules, like the dosage. 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, 2 in the night. But because you have a workload that you want to do and you just believe using 2 will not give you enough power. Like Imam Rai said, issue of Panadol now. Instead of 2 tablets, you now use the whole sachet. And using it, you are able to even move mountains. So, and if care is not taken, you'll be addicted to such. At every little time, small headache, even without the pharmacist prescribing anything to you, you go straight to it. So, to the extent that some will not feel normal if they don't use that. So that is when it's moving from the legal to illegal. And that is when it's being abused. And that, instead of correcting the thing in your body, it will now make you to malfunction. It can deteriorate your health. It will lead to probably cancer and the diseases like that, and also turn you to an animal. I'm using my Imam words now. Doing things that a sane person cannot do. Like a common saying that a sane man, that ordinary eyes, you cannot run mad with ordinary eyes. You have to hype yourself. So abusing it will hype you. What sense does it make for somebody to raid cutlass and cut himself or machete his own fellow brother?
Yeah.
No, it shows that person is not normal, because a normal person will never want to hurt or harm fellow human being.
Okay. Sorry, Imam, before you come, somebody say his name is Hassan Farouk, but you didn't say where you are writing from. Please, you want us to read your message, you write your name and where you are writing from. Say Hassan Farouk. Please, can you help me greet the imams and the pastor that they are doing good, that may God reward you. He said, thank you. I'm sorry, because the prayer you have decided, since it's live, I want people to actually have a say. If you look at the way you have described this thing now, it means drug has a direct relationship in insecurity. It has direct relationship in crime and criminal activities. How will you link it now? What will now be the relationship between all this?
Well, let me go back to our scripture. Prophet of Islam Muhammad made mention that this intoxicant are the source of evil. In fact, he now said in Arabic word, Ummul Khaba'ith. Ummul Khaba'ith, means source. Khaba'ith mean all the criminalities. So using this substance is like you are now inviting all
like say the mother of all
yes,
criminalities.
yes. In fact, there is one saying. Somebody who was invited by a lady to conduct adultery. The man said, "No, I'm sorry. You are not my wife, so it is not right." She said, "Okay, please, I want you to do things. You choose between the three now. This is cup of substance, and this one is an infant, a new baby born. The third one is that lady." For him, he looked at to do an adult
To commit
adultery with her is taboo,
Okay.
and the worst of it is for him to kill that child. So what he think is the easiest way for him is to take that cup of substance. Do you know what happened? After taking that substance, this man went ahead and killed that child, that infant. At the same time, he committed the adultery. So that is why the prophet says, yes, this substance are the source of evil, and they are the source of criminality. You can see just one cup of it. Take away his human nature, turning him to an animal.
No, animal would not even do that.
Even animal cannot.
We are disrespecting animal.
Yes.
So link animal
Yes.
with those who take drugs.
So this man went and commit these atrocities. Okay. So you can see how this drug abuse may lead human being to criminalities.
No.
In nowadays, the banditry, the kidnappers, the armed robbers, all these kind of criminals, all of them, they cannot be able to do these atrocities without being influenced by the drug or substance. So that is why if you are with them, you see them doing this kind of things. So because of that, they can be able to even kill the entire human being. In fact, they
under
have
the influence of drugs.
Yes, under the influence of drugs, they have no mercy. They don't even know that word. It is never in their dictionary.
So can I substantiate something?
Yes,
I was
please.
listening to a program that they were interviewed the chairman of NDLA, General Abuja of recently retired, and he said something. Part of those that were rescued, that were kidnapped, that the major thing that was found in the camp of these kidnappers are this substance we are talking about. So meaning they cannot do that without probably hyping themselves with the aid of all those things. So just to buttress that point.
Like what the chairman of NDLA said, inshallah, very soon we know we're going to have him on this program.
Amen.
So that we'll be able to discuss it based on their own findings, on their own approach, what they have been doing. But from our own end, based on what they have been saying, they're saying that the level of drug and substance abuse in this country now has reached a red flag level that is beyond what we think it is. And what do you think? How do you think how do we get to this level? To the level that even the rich, the poor, the middle, everybody has now something that they take in the name of substance abuse. How did we get here?
Well, first of all, we have to understand what is life.
Okay.
Between man and man, it is an interactive. So, in the process of social life, you can see everybody is in contact. So we have contact among ourselves as human beings. So there are issues in the society. Ministry of Education is giving out the statistic of those boys or those children who are out of school in Nigeria. It's about millions who are not in school. So if they are not in school, What are they doing? In what there is what we call Shakespeare writers of India. They are a group of philosophers. They said, man is naturally evil. So if he can be left on his own without law that will regulate his mind, he will now turn the society like a devil workshop where the logic of the fish will prevail. That is, the strong ones eat up the little ones. So, of course, if you look at the generality of human beings, always in the absence of law, they will try to actualize this saying. So, to achieve that, they need something to help them. That is drug. It is drug that will now assist them to be able to manipulate that so that they can control all what they think. So that is why looking at our schools, first of all, we should not forget, in some schools we have what we call cult. Outside the school, in the society, we have people who are jobless, doing nothing. Of course, what is in their mind is how can they acquire something also, even if it is in the way which is not lawful. So you can see in the process of doing that, this man is using this substance to achieve, and this man will do, okay, is that how the things works? Let him be also a member. This is how things will now go house to house, place to place. Before you know it, everybody become a member. You see women in their houses using drugs, children on the street using drugs. In fact, even the adults, the men, some of them you can see them under this substance.
Okay.
So this is something terrible in the society. First of all, even poverty contributed to that. Corruption contributed to that. The deteriorating of our education, the system of education, the system of learning also contributed to that. So there are so many things that contribute to that.
I know Venerable want to join, and it's one of the things.
Actually, the question is, how do we get here?
How do we get here? Yes.
And as young as I am, my father used to say something that if he should discipline us the way they were being disciplined, that probably police will even arrest him. This is where I'm going. The kind of morals that is going on now is like morals are disintegrating, they are coming down. In the 60s, in the 70s, it's not that there is no criminality. It's not that there is no robbery and the likes there, but morals are of high standard. Even education is of high standard. And all these aspects were being taught, morals and ethics, which youth and parents uphold it very in high esteem. But nowadays, societies has make people to lose their guard. Majority don't even have time in the home again. Like somebody that will leave home as early as 5 a.m., coming back home 11 p.m. Maybe the children is staying with their neighbors. They don't even know what is going on.
My God.
Probably the student, even the child is roaming the streets. And we have jobless people around also that were exposed. So they will stylishly lure this one. And also these kids too want to like be like others. So sometimes peer pressure, these students see what is going on. They want to feel among, and they know that they cannot do it without you being enhanced. That is why the issue of this drug comes in, which leads to criminality, corruptions, and poverty. There is a whole lot of causes that cause all this.
That cause all this. Well, we know we have a problem. We know there is a drug challenge or substance abuse challenge now. But many things we come into play here. Like the family, as you rightly mentioned, that family itself, what are we doing with our families to do this? And then as a religious homes, what are you doing? What efforts are you people taking in making sure that we stop or eradicate this? But we don't do this after this short break. We are not going to go on a very short break. But before we go on that break, I want the Imam to conclude and see. He is talking about the many routes of this that comes why we get to where we are. Now you've gone to, the Venerable also mentioned the issue of the family. Now, what role does family play in making sure that this thing, I mean, the effects of family that is not good enough that is producing this, how come the family itself is also not concerned about this challenge?
You see, the life we are living now in our society is a kind of, you see, families, or let me use this, parent themselves neglect their duty as parent. They don't care. This boy or this girl, what are they doing? How are they living their lives? Who are their friends? They don't care about that. I know during our time when we were kids, everybody in our area feel the custodian of all of us. But today, none of us is doing that. In fact, everybody now is afraid of saying, you boy, don't do that.
Correct.
That boy would report this man to his father, and the father, instead of him to say, thank you for correcting my son, he will now say, Mr. Man, what concern you? This is not your son. What's wrong with you? Please, don't ever talk to my son again. This is another thing. This is another thing that disturbed the system and destroy our values. So our values now is zero.
Yes. I know, Venerable, you want to
Yes.
say something.
Like Imam said, in those days, there is no separation as to this child belongs to this child belongs to this. There is this community that people live in, that we know ourselves. But today, let me ask this question. Even in your street, how many people do you know? Your next neighbor. Do you even know the person that is living beside you? Your neighbor. Do you know what he's doing? But in those days that we are talking about this moral and we are talking about these ethics, we know ourselves in the street, in the estate. But today is not like that. And nobody is even when you see other children going astray, nobody wants to correct them because we are afraid of what the mommy will say or what the daddy will say. So everybody wants to keep to themselves. Since it's not my child that is abusing the drug, so I'm less concerned. But we forgot that if care is not taken, these same people that we refuse to correct will be the robbers that will torment us. Will be the thieves that will hijack things from us. Will be the kidnappers that will kidnap our own children. So it's everybody's problem. It's not a matter of my children is not here. It's not a matter of at least I've brought up my children very well. What about other children?
What about other children? I think it's a challenge which we are facing. A man described the situation in Nigeria now. We ought to have discussed that we have what we call a confused culture. Confused culture because the African culture which we value so much that has taken us to where we are, those of us who think we are morally sound or we are culturally good, the same culture we have watered it down, that we want to be like the so-called developed countries or the Western nations, and yet there are no system in ground to support the kind of life we want to live, that hey, it is only me and my family. We do not have the system on ground to support only me and my family. Yet the one in which we have that supports everybody, we have almost destroyed it or distorted it. Let me use that English, that it has been distorted. You only care for your children. You don't care for others now. So how do we go from here with this issue of family? What should family now be doing?
First of all, in our street, we normally have 3 groups when it comes to eating food. Also is as part of our culture. you see the group of young boys. All of them will now come out with their food, take it to that place. They will eat that food together. Then we have the youth. They have their own group. All of them, you see them together, eating their food together. Then we have the elderly people, the adults. You see them together, eating their food. This is culture we inherited it from our parent. Now we abandon this kind of culture. It is nowhere to be found. So everybody become what we call myself alone.
Everybody for himself.
Everybody is for himself. So for us to revive this culture, we have to embrace each other. In one of our programs here, I made mention somebody who is living in Jos. He's a Christian, but his pickup, he said, whoever died in that area, let it be used to carry the corpse to the graveyard. Even this man who died is a Muslim. This is to show the level of serving each other. So this kind of things, we now throw it away. So we have to bring it back. The Western world, as we are seeing, did they abandon their culture? No. They are still living with their own culture. So why are we abandoning our own? We abandon our culture. We now embrace culture that is not ours. So that is why it is not suit for us. So we have to look back. The essence of history is to learn and drive from that experience. So we have to embrace each other, live as one family, not separate. We have to embrace all. So by doing so, if my child is able to go to school, if Mr. B's child cannot go, why? Because Mr. B cannot afford to pay. Why can't I help and pay so that my son will have a friend as well as a neighbor whom they are going to be in the same school, the same class, yes. Like what happened during the Zik Amini Kano. These two are colleagues in class. They are classmates. And they grown up. They participated in getting the freedom of this country. So this is how it's supposed to be. We have to embrace all of us, each other. Yes, we are living together. As we are living together, we are brothers. We are our brother's keeper. What happens to me, it happens to you. What happens to you, it happens to me. Prophet of Islam says the entire humanity will look like one person. If any part of the body is sick, the entire body is sick.
Okay.
So that is why now those who are taking the drugs, there are few in the society.
By the time you get NTA statistics.
No, concerning the number of Nigerians, they are not up to 50%. They are not up to 50% of Nigerians. But the entire 100% of Nigerians are suffering from that.
Okay.
Small percentage.
Yes,
okay.
that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yes.
Venerable, generally, what will the house of God do? Or what are you doing? Or what do you supposed to be doing to stop this or to curb it?
Actually, the house of God is really trying its best. But I just want to probably say this.
Okay.
If somebody have a cancer, there is medicine to use. But that does not say there is no room or a place for prayer. So in issue of drug abuse, like some children, some families have it in their house. Probably they have a boy or a girl that is addicted and is not even mentally sound again. And they just believe that it's prayer and fasting that can solve it. What happened to rehab home? And they believe that, I don't want them to bring shame to our name. I'm an elder, I'm this, I'm a pastor, so I don't want them to know. So I'm not erasing the place of prayer. There is a place of prayer. It's the same God that gave the people the idea and wisdom of medicine. So the house of God, as we are praying and fasting for those children, as we are counseling them also, for those that are fall victim with this drug, let us at least take them to a place that they will receive attention from professionals. So this will help, because some, you get to some place, even mentally derailed people, they have the place that they just put them with no medicine. I'm not saying prayer, I believe in prayer. I believe in fasting also, and it works wonder. But sometimes we just need to allow God to play God and not we playing God.
I think many people don't. You want to say something before?
Well, what my brother is trying to say is that we are to combine the two things, prayer, and also follow the advice given by the expert on this issue. So, let me say the role of
religious
leaders, mosques, churches on this issue. Religious leaders remain the closest to the people. In fact, when somebody's child contacted that drug, the first place to be taken that child is either mosque or church. And we cannot send them away. We have to take them, talk to them, counsel them. Then at times we are lucky, then they will be revived. At times,
well, before we go, are you not thinking of possibility of religious houses having a kind of rehabilitation homes which they combine medicine and prayer with it? Are you not thinking that line?
We do have that. We already have it on the ground. We can start a person, talk to him, counsel him, then after that, then pray. In fact, among us, we have experts on counseling. The job is to counsel. Okay. Then,
Imam, what I'm saying is to have a specialized home, like a rehabilitation home, that let's say this is the rehab center of National Mosque, probably not necessarily in the National Mosque, you can have it anywhere, or rehab center of Christian Association of Nigeria, or a particular church, let me say African church now, because I have African church here with me. You have it, and while you are applying the issue of medicine and other things, then you still also involve the issue of prayer.
Sure, some churches do have that.
Okay.
But I don't want to mention him. So also likewise hospital. We have
we know so I know that. So it means
what we do on this issue, it depends on the level of that. So for example, if we
don't have more time, Imam.
So if we now have them after counseling them, if we now know this kind of situation,
what to do,
we cannot handle it apart from prayer. We now take them to the real psychiatric. To be handled, and we do follow them with prayers.
Thank you so much. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you so much for being able to come onto today's program. We thank you, and we know that whenever we call on you, you will also be able to join us and be part of this. Once again, I say thank you. On behalf of everybody, I want to say thank you for those of you who are there. My name is Imam Fuad Adeyemi. Until when we meet same time next week, I say bye-bye.